I bet it scared somebody. There you go. Oh, Lord. Oh, hold on. I'm almost ready, I swear. Okay. Oh, whoops. Come on. Work with me. Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness, it's me. And oh my goodness, I'm beautiful. Oh, look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm beautiful. Look at me. Look at this immaculate bone structure. Look at that. Oof. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. I'm boring and unimaginative, so I'm doing the same thing again. And that's okay. Because I'm gonna force myself to finish this if it's the last thing I do. The last time I finished a drawing was over a month ago, and I feel overdue. I feel incredibly overdue. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that clean line work. Oh, oof. Oh, look at me go. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. Maybe a little thick. Possibly. It's fine. It will be fine. A couple minutes ago I was rewatching my own stream, my last drawing stream, you know, like the narcissist I am. And I am still waiting on that JonTron video to come out. Because sometimes I forget people exist, but when I remember they exist, it makes me happy. And I want to watch JonTron again. But don't want to rewatch any videos I've watched, so I'm sitting here patiently waiting like a good little person. For that. Yes. I'm a patient person. I have the patience of a Buddhist monk. The problem is that, there's a lot of tests that I have to go through on a daily basis. Just to see, you know, how good, how accurate my patience is. I'll be honest with you right now, it's not that accurate. Like, I have patience. I have amazing patience for very specific things. But then you throw me in any other situation and my patience is out the fucking window. But I mean, at least I'm consistent with it. Like, if I don't have patience for you now, I won't have patience for you later. I think that's everyone for the most part. There's some things you really just don't have any patience for. Like a long line. Sometimes you have patience for the long line. Really depends on the day and how you woke up. Or if you're overheating or not, like I am in this jacket right now. I don't know why I decided to put on a jacket. I'm gonna have to take this jacket off. Or a hoodie, rather. It is really comfy, though. I have a problem with that. I always wear jackets regardless of, like, the temperature. And then I'm over there dying and overheating. Because I decided that today was the day to make a fashion statement. It has nothing to do with fashion, though. Just, I don't know. I feel vulnerable and exposed when my arms are out, man. I need sleeves. Sleeves keep me protected and cozy and warm. It's just the way I do things. I don't wear sleeves that often now, though. It was more like a... not a middle school thing, but I guess you could also call it that. Jackets made me feel safe, and it was always good to have a jacket on hand in case it rained. Because when I was going to school, high school or middle school, I always brought a jacket every single time. Even though middle school I had to bring a very specific jacket or cardigan because there was uniforms, but it's good to just have that on you because you never know when it's gonna rain. Like, the forecast is only so accurate. You never know what's gonna happen. It's just good to have on you. So I always had a jacket with me. This large green jacket that my mother's close friend, I think, if I remember correctly, that she was Spaniard or something of the sort. She gave my mother that jacket, and she didn't like that style of jacket, so she just ended up giving it to me, and I couldn't be happier about it. She was very sweet. She was very nice. There was a little problem with that, though. She was a very sweet and kind individual, yes. However, it was very hard to tell if you were not properly paying attention because she is a very, very straightforward person. She is not that she's not a no-nonsense person, she's very, 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 very blunt, and a lot of people always took that the wrong way. I almost took that the wrong way once. But she was really sweet and very respectful. It's not that kind of blunt, like, oh, I'm blunt. But they're not blunt, they're just an asshole. They're using that as an excuse for it. No, she was genuinely a very nice, sweet, kind-hearted person. I miss her. She ended up moving back, a couple years ago, back to Spain. It was pleasant, though. It was pleasant. It was nice to have her around, because during that time there was a lot going on. My lord. I have so many interesting stories about my mother's friends. One of those stories was, a very particular thing happened to me. And I feel so bad for that woman's daughters. I'm not gonna name names, of course. But, while I was going through a very bad specific situation, this woman, one of my mother's friends, multiple of my mother's friends, but she was the one holding the hairbrush, so I blame her. I was going through a lot, but because of that, I wasn't really taking care of myself, and because I was alone during that time for the most part, no one really, like, was there to remind me to do that, so I ended up getting really badly knotted hair. Like, those knots, it was not fun for me at all. But I mean, I understand that she kind of had to, but I feel like there was different methods to do that. Like, I don't think she had to do it in that way. I had about 5 grown women holding me down, trying to brush my hair because it hurt so bad because it was that badly knotted. And oh my lord, I have a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. I have thick hair and I have a lot of it. And by the time the woman holding the brush, this is what I blame her for this, because she did it. The conditioner and shampoo that they put in my hair did absolutely nothing pain-wise. I just kind of had to sit there and take it. It was horrible. My scalp was numb by the end of it, but She left me looking... She left me looking like a plucked chicken. My hair was a... It was brushed. It was brushed, but a lot of my hair had just been straight pulled out of my scalp because she... That was just the way that she decided to handle the situation. And when I went to go see my mom after that, she just looked at me and I spent the whole day complaining to her. She just kind of laughed. Because it was funny. It is funny in hindsight. It's definitely a story, but... I don't know. I feel so bad because that woman has daughters. Only daughters. She has no sons. And if she does have a son now, I hope he has very short hair that doesn't get tangled, because if that is the way that she brushes hair on her children, I don't want to see their scalps. I know those things are bruised to the highest degree. Lord. A lot of weird stuff happened to me during that time. A lot of weird stuff. Can't say too many details though, because everyone who knows me knows those stories and knows exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get into any trouble or say anything. But I mean, like I said last stream, man, it's not talking shit if it happened. It's talking truth. Okay. It happened to me and I am so pained over it. I still miss my beautiful hair follicles. My hair ended up growing back very nicely, but it traumatized me so much that since then I had the thought of cutting my hair short, but because I kept my hair long for a very long time because I didn't think that I'd look good at all with short hair because I didn't really like my face. But I ended up cutting my hair short eventually, and this is the hairstyle I have it in now. And it's a lot better. It's a lot better. I rarely get any knots, if any. If I go like, not that I have recently, but if I'm like sick and I go like a couple days without brushing my hair, no knots. Maybe like a little bump, but that's just about it. It comes out so easily with just a brush. No shampoo, no liquids, no nothing needed. I'm still traumatized from what that woman did to my hair. My poor scalp. My poor brain. I'm sure she pulled out every idea I ever had when she did that to me. Every possible thought I could have conceived during that time is gone. I'm surprised that I wasn't traumatized enough to not remember that it happened. My poor hair follicles. My poor babies. Don't ask me why my poor hair follicles as a phrase reminded me of something that it just reminded me of. Just go along with it. Speaking of hair follicles, my mother has bought herself a beautiful, lovely pair of boots to help with her circulation problems. And it was a trip. It was a trip because she doesn't properly, she knows English, but she doesn't like properly 1000%. She's not like 100% fluent in it, but she understands a lot. So she always ends up looking for things in Spanish and on Amazon, for example. It's not always a good option to search for it in Spanish because a lot of stuff doesn't come up when you search for it in a language that isn't English. So I had to sit there and go through every single good and bad review because this is like $100-ish purchase. And I wasn't gonna let my mother, like, make a bad purchase and then feel bad about it. Because it is tight on money. And it was a lot of money. But I ended up selling her those shoes like they were the last Coke in the desert, and I am so proud that I did because it was a wonderful idea to get those things. She told me that was the most relief she had had in a while. And that the extra $10 for overnight shipping was 100% worth it. Good on me, good on me. I pat myself on the back every time I think about it. But she got these boots. These giant boots that are for circulation. And really what they do is they give you a really nice massage. Like a compression massage. It's like these, I don't know what material it is, but it kind of feels like nylon-ish. Don't quote me on that. But it feels very plasticky. And it just kind of inflates with air. With like a little air pump. And then that like squeezes the foot. And that sounds counterintuitive to squeeze the pain, but it is actually very, very nice. I know every single time that I ever go to the gym, usually I go to the gym with my cousin, so my cousin will sit there in the whole chair and enjoy the back massage and put the legs on like the lowest setting, if they're on at all. And I'm sitting there with no back massage, just enjoying my feet being squished like some sort of... Let me not say that. I don't know, man. I'm not a masochist. I'm not. But it just feels nice. And I know a lot of people agree with me, because someone thought that those boots were a good idea. And I agree with them. They were a very good idea. But I'm surprised, though, that hasn't been made yet. I was shocked that this hasn't been made yet. Something that will compress. It probably has been made, but I could not find it on Amazon. If you can't find it on Amazon, it's kind of like, eh? Not really Amazon. If you can't find it on AliExpress, that's a problem. That really means it doesn't exist. But I was looking on Amazon because my mom wanted something for her back as well. And something that does like back compression doesn't exist. And I was like, oh, that's odd. But then we thought about it a little more and we were like, oh yeah. People have organs. You don't want to squish those. You don't want to fuck around with that. And it was hilarious because my mom genuinely forgot that human beings have organs. It was a beautiful conversation, is all I'm gonna say. It was an amazing, gorgeous conversation of me very much so making fun of my mother for forgetting that organs exist. But with that aside, I really am shocked that it hasn't been made yet, even if it could cause bodily harm, because there's a lot of stuff that could cause a lot of people a lot of health problems, and it still exists. I mean, shoot, look at, whatchamacallit. Cigarettes in general, man. I think the cons very much so outweigh the pros on that. There's a lot of stuff that's just allowed that no one really bats an eye at. Oh, my tracking almost fell. Hold on. Oh, crap. Okay. My bad. I hit the cable with my knee, and it all came crumbling down. Anyway. Oh my god. I need to match this mouth exactly, and I already fucked up. Oh no. I can live with that. No, I can't. Hold on. Let me do myself a favor. See, when you don't want to redraw something and it's already clean, you can just kind of, you know, you just kind of do that and call it a day. Yeah, there you go. See? Now it's good. Oof. I was thinking about drawing the eyes, like doing the line art for the eyes, but then I thought about, hey, maybe don't do that, because that makes the eyes look stiff every single time I do it. I know it probably works for other people, but it doesn't really work out that well for me. Feels weird. Usually when I'm drawing, I listen to music or something. But I am listening to nothing right now. I'm listening to my own voice. I gotta be some kind of narcissist. Oh, I see. Okay. Hold on. I spotted a problem that I did not know existed. A moment. Let's get this thing fixed here. There it is. Hold on. I did not know this was a problem until right now. Oh, that button. I never use that button. Can't use it. Okay, what about this one? Okay, what about this one? This one? This one. Okay. I can't use any of the buttons I wanted to use, but the one button I didn't want to use is okay. Alright, let's go. Ooh. Let me just close that. No one saw that. If no one saw it, it didn't happen. Everything good here? Oh, I am missing something. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Anyway. Everyone I care about is busy, or napping, or eating. So I have to stream alone. And you know what? I'm actually... I'm kind of thankful for it, because I'm getting very used to streaming by myself. I mean, I'm already really good at holding a conversation with a fruit fly, if anything. I can talk to anything. I can talk to nothing. That's how good I am at talking. I can talk to nothing. But it is kind of sad, because I am used to streaming with at least somebody. So when I'm by myself, it's kind of meh. But something's better than nothing. And at least I can talk to myself. Because I'm pretty awesome in my personal opinion. I think I'm pretty cool. There we go. There we go. Oh, nope. There we go. Don't question my line making. Alright, I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Not really. Crap. I don't know. Something about doing these lines right here just reminded me of Rush Hour, and I don't know why. God, I very recently just found out, not found out, but I very recently actually watched the Rush Hour films. Haven't watched the third one yet, but they're hilarious. For the most part, since I hadn't really, like, seen it myself, because I'm not really a movie person, I had just seen, like, clips here and there, and it always looked really funny, but I never actually watched it until very recently, which makes me feel a little bad about it. Because I'm kind of sad that I didn't watch it beforehand. If I had watched it earlier, I'd be set for life. That's comedy gold, is what that is. But it was really, really funny. And I am excited to watch the next ones. Once everything... okay. I can do that. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Sorry. Once everything that I'm gonna need to do that is set, because I'll be damned if I watch a movie without popcorn and I have no popcorn in my house, so so I'm gonna have to wait. I devour packets of popcorn like an absolute menace to society. It's horrifying. Whenever you think I'm done eating popcorn, I'm not. I walk out, I grab 2 more bags of popcorn, I make them in the microwave, and I just stare at you. Because I don't think that there's such a thing as too much popcorn, me personally. I feel like that's just, it's a mental construct that's made to stop you from eating popcorn. But popcorn? Oh, you can always have some popcorn. It tastes good. As long as there's not too much on it, it lands pretty light on your stomach. It doesn't go in heavy. There's a lot of foods that you eat that just go in real heavy. Like you're done and you're like, oh my god, my life, my will to live, where is it? And it's nowhere. It's gone now because you ate way too much food that's way too heavy. Then you go to the bathroom and you suddenly feel a weight coming off of your body. But anyway, popcorn is delicious. Popcorn tastes really, really good. I am not gonna lie, I've been eating, or I had been eating, way too much popcorn a while ago. I finished an entire packet in less than a week of like the popcorn, like the 18-pack popcorns that you can get from like Walmart or something. I've been devouring them. And honestly, I'm proud of myself. You can call me the bottomless pit. For food. For food that I like, rather. Because, man. Yes, I have an amazingly, like, large appetite when it comes to eating. But, after a certain point, it's just like, meh. But popcorn? Oh, Lord. Ugh. I will get into that so quick. Oh, that's not right. That's better. And there you go. Oh, look at these crispy lines, man. I'm having a good day. Okay. Flatten this, flatten this. Wrap it. Oh, yeah. I have yet to find a good brush that does double. I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, if you're drawing a wire, yes, you could just do this, but like there's brushes that like automatically like do this for you, and I have yet to find like a really, really good one that I actually like, because the line width is always very hard to control with those brushes, or at least the ones that I've seen. And I mean, I'm literally here thinning out lines that aren't even visible properly from like a distance, which is what everyone's going to see it as. So if that doesn't explain my problem, I don't know what does. But it frustrates me. Because I use my fair share of brushes to simplify the process. It just makes my life easier. But I can only simplify so much if there's only so much available. There's probably a really good outline brush there somewhere that someone can tell me of, I don't know, the code or something for that brush, because I would absolutely love that. But right now, I ain't got shit for nothing, and I gotta draw the lines myself, whether I want to or not. This hand gave me so much trouble last night. Like, just the sketch. And I know I'm about to... Not this hand, sorry. This hand. These fingers right here specifically. I still feel like they're too thick. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I'm sure. There we go. I have a trip. I have a trick. Trick. Not a trip. I have a trick. If you exhale very slowly, instead of inhaling while you make lines, it works wonders. Oh, see? There you go. Look, magic. Absolute magic. And absolute tomfoolery on my part. There we go. There we go. Hold on. There you go. I know it's a problem I gotta get rid of, but I really like... I always end up zooming in and like really cleaning up the lines. I don't know, it makes my heart happy. So I have to do it. If I don't do it, I get very... It bothers me to no end. Well, I mean, I don't have to do it. I just... It feels cleaner to me if I do it. And I know that no one else is going to see that tiny little detail that I just cleaned up on the line work, but... Man, who said it has to be for anybody else? It is for me. If something makes you happy, have at it. Not enough people do stuff that makes them happy, and they end up very unhappy because of it. Like, why do that? Why sit there and do something that doesn't make you happy? I understand that sometimes there's a lot of stuff that you have to do, that it's just life to end up doing things that you don't like, but some people genuinely go out of their way and do things that they don't like just because something or someone told them that they should. This life is too short for you to be doing stuff you don't enjoy. If you spend all your time trying to, for example, learn a skill, and that skill is going to be used for something that you don't enjoy at all, why? Why would you do that? There's a lot to say for that. That's a very broad topic. Because you could also sit there and say, well, some people need to learn certain skills for their jobs, and they might not like it, but they have to do it, and that's understandable. But then there's people who, and this is what I'm talking about, people who go around and do things that they do not like and that they don't need to do at all. Like, they don't need to do it at all, and they still do it. Because someone told them that they should be doing it, or something of the sort. It makes me sad. Makes me feel bad. Because if you're not happy, why are you doing it? Ooh, speaking of not happy, this pinky finger is making me very unhappy right now. Hold on, I got it. I can figure this out. I just gotta, like, gotta do a little wrap around here and think about it perspective-wise. Oh, got it. When I hold something like that, the pinky doesn't wrap the whole way around, it just kind of does... Whoop, just kind of does this. There you go, that's a lot better. There we go. Alright. But no, yeah. This life is too short. It's too short to sit there and do something you don't want to do or that you don't like. If there's something that you want to do and someone's telling you that you shouldn't do it, unless it's like illegal and there's like legal ramifications for doing it, because I don't know, you like want to rob a bank or something, like your aspiration is to rob a bank. See, that's understandable. Maybe don't do that, but everything else, man, do it. This life's too short. Life's too short to sit there and judge yourself when probably no one else is gonna care. And you can just enjoy whatever you're doing. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff that's popular that goes around, and then when it's popular, everyone wants to do it, and everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon and such, but man, when you think about it, there's a lot of bandwagon stuff that everyone ends up jumping on that is just ridiculous. Like, it is stupid. People will do the dumbest things imaginable, and it becomes popular for some random reason, some random stroke of luck. And then there's stuff that's popular just because, not to sound like that kind of person, but just because society says so. And there's a lot of stuff that we have as a society that I don't think is stuff that should be as important as we label it. Because there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. We have a lot that we can be doing at any given time. And because of that, a lot of people choose to spend their time doing different things. And that's perfectly fine. But then there's a lot of stuff that is unnecessary, that we really don't need. Yeesh. Lord, like my horrible finger anatomy. Okay, hold on. I got this. I got this. How does the inner part of that line look so much better than the outer part of that line? Oh, Lord. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Oh, let me pull up my... There we go. Oh, yeah, that's better. I'm gonna need to get food in a second because I'm dumb and I started streaming before I got anything to eat. I've been very excited to stream recently, and I've been streaming a lot. See, like, I wasn't enjoying streaming before, and I'm doing it now because I started enjoying it. I stopped streaming for a very, very long time. But my point is this. If you like something, don't let anybody stop you from liking it just because they said so, just because they think it's weird, or just because... I don't fucking know. There's always a reason with these people. If you like something, do it. Because, like I said, life is way too short to not do what you want to do. I should take my own advice. But, usually the person who's giving the advice is always the one who takes it last. Or who had to learn it the hard way and still hasn't fully learned the lesson. This hand is so cartoony. I honestly really like the way this hand turned out. But this hand is giving me a spot of trouble. Ooh, I had an idea. What if I, like, instead of curling that finger, I just do this? Like something along these lines. Hold on. I have idea. There we go. Hold on. This could be magnificent. Oh, I like that. I really like that. I don't know if the finger's too long. It might be too long. Oh well, what we learn, right? What we learn. There we go. Oh yeah, that's clean. That's nice. Let me raise this line a little, because it looks wrong from a distance with where the wrist lays. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. Without the line art, or without the sketch rather, it's looking pretty nice. Though I do kind of want to round out this line here on the thigh. Let me do that. There we go. This is nice. I need to do more relaxed drawing streams more often. So this is honestly bringing me peace and joy. And is making me time my stuff out really well. I'm going to draw the lines for my little wire here. My oh whoops. My or rather if I can... I'm gonna see first if I can find a brush that can do that. Because, man, sometimes the simplest way is the best way. Let's see if this is what I think it is. Because I think it has the same texture as my other thing. Or as the brush that I'm using right now. Looks decent. This one looks like they can overlap. I don't really need them to overlap though, so that is fine. I really just gotta be careful on how I use the brush. Alright, let's see what I got here. Yes, I have like a crap ton of brushes. I have 1,000 brushes, if not more. Because they make my life better. They make my life way better. Oh, I'm not logged into my Clip Studio. No wonder it's not downloaded. Oh, I'm slow. All good. Oh. Clip, don't do this to me. Oh, thank God. Okay. Clip Studio's been doing this thing to me that scares the ever-loving crap out of me. I think it's because I make my drawings too big. That it ends up going completely black, and I get scared for the survival and corruption of the file. Because it already happened to me once before. And speaking of brushes, though, there's a brush that I always use for everything that I used for all of this. It's... I don't know. I like the texture that it adds to liner because it's not just like clean. It has like a little bit of a rough outline to it. And I like the way it feels and looks. Okay, how does this work? Okay, it's very straightforward. Okay, let's see if I can actually get this to do what I want it to do. Okay. I do like the effect that it is giving. But I feel like that's going to mess something up. I do like the effect it's giving. Let me use a different one. Just to see. This one looks a lot better for my purposes right now of making this wire. Let's try this. Then I'll show you my beautiful favorite little brushie that always comes out in black no matter what I do. And I'm not mad at it at all by any means. Okay, start from here. Wrap. Wrap. And out. What does it look like? Clean as hell. Thank God. Okay, I finally found a good brush. I finally found a good double brush. Oh, this is gonna be a wonderful day for me. Let me adjust this so that it's on here. Actually, maybe make it a tad smaller. No. Hold on. Let me redraw it with a smaller size. Yeah, 12. Okay, I like my energy, but that was not the line that I had. That was not the line I had on there. Okay, there. There. That's decent. That's good. That's good. That looks good to me. Yeah, it looks good to me. Perfect. Now I'm just going to adjust it here. Ugh, Clip Studio keeps scaring me. But this is a very nice brush. I like it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that. With the little... Ooh. Hold on, wait. Aw, okay. Anyway. Sorry. There we go. Oof, my stomach is making the rumblies. The only popcorn can satisfy. But I have no popcorn. So I'm eternally depressed. I'm gonna keep that wire on a separate layer. And I am going to be right back while I go grab my... Ooh, let me check my audio balance real quick. Okay, that sounds good. Can I lower the music a little bit? I'm gonna raise myself up a little more. Sounds good. Bet. Okay, I will be right back. I'm gonna grab something to eat before I faint, so... Nah, 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 nah. Listen, listen, riddle me this, riddle me this. Go. I go to open up. Don't judge me on this. I go to open up my little snack, which happens to be a tiny little can of Vienna sausages, right? I wash them and then I go to eat them. Okay. I open the lid, and usually there's about what, uh, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually there's 7 sausages in there. There were 6. Oh my god, it's the Pillsbury Doughman. Oh my god, it's you. Hi, you're back. Welcome back. I'm complaining about my Vienna sausages and how there was one missing from the can and how I'm forever gonna be upset about this. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm depressed, man. There was a missing Vienna sausage. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight because of this. But how are you? How you doing, Pillsbury? Long time no see. Getting some drawing done here. Of the character that I used to absolutely love. If I can find my own reference image again, because my dumbass didn't save it. Exactly. Exactly. They're delicious. They're beautiful. They're delectable. And there was a single sausage missing from the can. I opened it and I felt so betrayed. Tears. In tears. But I'm okay. I'll make it through this trying time. Or not. Or I'll just be depressed for the rest of the day. Man, how are you? Sadly, I am streaming alone today. I ain't got shit for nobody here. But it's okay. Oh, whoops. That's the wrong layer. Or the right layer. Wrong setting. I ain't got nobody here. I'm a lonely little lad today. But I am having, in my defense, a very peaceful and relaxed time. No, I'm not using white. You know I never use white. And color picking to make my life easier. I'm just having a very relaxed and good day while I wait for anybody who I spend my time with to awaken from their deep slumber or to return home from their activities. So I'm just kind of sitting here being a patient little person. I don't have this much patience, man. I don't got this much patience. Like, I got some, but I got some, but no, I don't know if I have this much, you know? That skin tone might be a bit too aggressive for my liking. Okay, let's do this. Instead of that, slide it over a little. Okay, and let's lower the saturation. Okay, not that much. Like, me? That's better. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. And better to split for me. Feels weird having to actually watch the chat myself. Usually I have a little helper who does that for me. My little helper is off to the races. And I have to wait for her to return. But I'm doing dandy. I feel like that hand is a bit too big, if anything. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. There we go. Ooh, that's a little too red. Let's go here. Oh yeah, that's better. There we go. How's your day, Pillsbury? How have you been? What have you been up to since we last spoke? What stream was it? One of my karaoke streams, I think it was, last time you were here. Oof, my last karaoke stream was awful. I appreciate you for sitting there, for sitting through it. Oh dear. Why? Why do you keep doing this? There you go. Alright, sorry. Problem solved. My last karaoke stream was god-awful. I appreciate you for sitting through that. Because I didn't do wonderful. I didn't do bad, but I didn't do the best I could do. Like, the stream that I had before then, that karaoke stream, that was a good karaoke stream. But this last, like, most recent one, yeesh. I drank all sorts of soda and milk and sugar. Man, what you mean don't sell yourself short? I am short. It's the only thing I can do. Man, I gotta do parkour just to reach my Vienna sausages. All I do is sell myself short. If I sell myself any taller, it's false advertising. But yeah, I need to start actually downloading my streams so that I can, you know, actually keep them instead of them disappearing off into nothingness. That's the one thing I do enjoy about streaming on YouTube. Just the fact that I don't have to worry about the videos deleting themselves, because they just kind of stay there forever unless you specifically say otherwise. It's easier to take care of and easier to keep track of. Oh yeah, I actually kind of have a fan base on YouTube. A little bit, not much, but I got a little something on YouTube. I'm under the same name there, but usually I completely stopped streaming in general, and I stopped doing videos on that channel too, because I was trying to do Twitch, and I wasn't too used to editing videos at all. So I just kind of trailed off. I really trailed off there. There's not a lot of content on my YouTube channel. There we go. Ooh, color consistency. Hey, yo! Okay, let's take the shade here and use that. There. There you go. Oh wow, that was perfect. Good job, me. Thank you, me. I draw very often. I need to draw more often, because that's like one of my main things that I do. And the drawings are all over my YouTube channel. But here, I've really just been kind of focusing on other stuff. And I find it really hard to sit down and really get a picture done, like 83% of the time. So I gotta do that. But I'm finding it a lot easier nowadays, since I'm not really doing too much when it comes to that. But yeah, I draw pretty often. On my Twitter, you see a decent chunk of the drawings that I thought were good. The drawings that I really enjoyed making. Those are on there. Trying to think. Oh, my most recent one was Nami. Specifically her little outfit from the newest film from One Piece Red. That brought me joy. Made me very happy to sit there and do that outfit. First I was really confused anatomy-wise, but then I was like, oh, I got it. I got it, I'm good. And it was uphill from there. Really what fucked me was the perspective. But I figured it out. I'm surprised, man. I've been sapped for, I've been incredibly sapped, idea-wise, for poses and stuff. So I'm just happy to get anything on paper at this point. There you go. But the fact that I'm actually doing it is shit. Yeah, at least I can do something. At least I got some ideas in my incredibly energy sapped brain. There you go. I forgot to fill in the other eyebrow. And just for me. There we go. But I know I should probably draw more often. And I don't. It annoys me sometimes that I don't draw as often as I'd like to. But, in my defense, what I've done on this channel, which is, for the most part, games and singing, is stuff that I enjoy more than drawing, so I'm kind of balancing myself out. I do. I do. You know what I got next to me? A 2-liter bottle of 7-Up. Oh yeah, you hear that fizz? Oof. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. My voice is better already. Nothing like a giant glug straight from the bottle. I don't know. I think I'm starting to get sick, and I really don't want to get sick. Because my nose has been really stuffy. And my body's just been hurting for no reason. Like, my shit's been creaking, and I don't know why. Like, I know I had, like, back problems for a while, like, to begin with. But, like, damn, they've been bad. Oh, crap, right. I need the... Okay. Lord, you're right, my voice is incredibly raspy today. Hopefully I won't get sick, though. Hopefully I'll be just fine. Fine enough, at least. Fine enough to stream later. Pardon. Fine enough to stream later. Again. With my husband. Because that is the only way. That is the only way he's going to end up streaming. Because he wants to stream, but he's not doing it at all yet. And I guess for a while it was because I hadn't finished his model yet. Because I made him a live 2D model, and that was a pain in the ass. It was horrible. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I think I'm losing my voice because I've been streaming so much. Would you look at that? Oh my god, consistent streamer problems. Hey, yo! Not too consistent, but I'm getting there. I mean, I did 2 streams yesterday, and I'm gonna do 2 again today. But I made him a model, and it was a pain in the ass. But I'm glad I did it. Because now, he has no excuses, and he can join VWeb and the rest of the group now. So, I'm happy about that. I don't know if you were there to see the talent show. I hope you were, because that talent show was the most entertaining thing on the planet. I was laughing my ass off, and I was very proud of everyone who actually went in and auditioned and did all the stuff they had to do, because everyone did really, really good. Everyone did wonderful. Better than me, shit. I wish I was working, bending over. Ah! Damn. I'm sorry. Shit. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I feel you. Lord. I'm having a horrible, horrible amount of back pain recently. And I know it's from sitting too much and streaming is counterproductive, but I gotta do what I gotta do, you know? I'll find my way around it eventually. And sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. If work is making you bend over backwards, that's not great, but I mean, shit, at least you're getting paid. At least you're getting paid. And hopefully a good amount for all the trouble it's causing. Because I can only imagine having to work and doing a lot for that job and then not getting paid enough. Yeesh. I'll personally go to your, I don't know, supervisor or whatever. I will go to your something and I will scream in your defense. I will yell in your defense. I will become a Karen for your defense. There you go. I think that's a good color. Possibly, maybe. Oops. Well, now I know where I gotta go. There you go. Stabilization is my friend and my enemy. I am so sorry. I keep clearing my throat in your ear. I did not notice how bad my throat was until you mentioned it, actually. I will work through it. We'll do this together as a team. Yeah! Friendship! Oh, that's why it wasn't changing. Okay, good to know. Okay, that way, and that way. Oh, look, ooh, look at that. Ooh, oof. Look at those sexy, look at those sexy, look at that sexy, shading that I got going on here. Ooh la la, oh, look at that. Am I sounding like I'm made of sugar? Am I a sweet individual? Ugh, you flatter me. You fatter me. Fatter me. I mean, shit. Speaking of fucking Pillsbury, I made some fucking cinnamon rolls yesterday. I woke up this morning and they were gone. It was very sad. I did not eat all of them. They disappeared. I did not eat all of them. Contrary to popular belief, I did not eat all of them. Yeah, and the cake that I had made about 4 days ago, that one didn't disappear. Like, when I woke up it was gone, but the dogs managed to open the fridge and eat the cake. The whole cake I made. The whole thing. They didn't lick the pan because they didn't know that was a thing. It is a fucking war crime. It's abuse, man. Over here trying to live my best life, and they're over there like, ha, nom. Man, I barely got an appetite. Don't remove what little food I have. I'm over here struggling. There we go. Ooh, I got it. Ooh. There we go. I had a Spanish stream yesterday as well, earlier. I mean, shit, at least someone ate it, because I wasn't going to eat that entire cake. Lord knows I wasn't going to eat that entire cake. I mean, I could've. I really could've. But I'm glad I didn't. At least someone ate it. And I mean, shit. Like, they didn't even leave any crumbs on the floor. Like, I did good. Oof. I bet they licked their paws, man. Can you talk Spanglish for me? I do not know how to Spanglish. But I did have... Oh, right. I completely forgot that whole, like, train of thought. I did have a Spanish stream yesterday that I could not do anything with. I immediately had to delete it, like, the second I was done streaming, because I was playing a game, and in that game, They presented a gun out of nowhere during like a special cutscene, like a very realistic gun, and the action of very specifically shooting somebody. So I had to completely get rid of that stream. And I was like, you know what? It's fine, because the stream wasn't that wonderful regardless. That stream, like, I was quiet. I didn't really have anything to talk about. No, yeah, man just pulled a gun out of nowhere. Man just pulled a gun out of nowhere and just shot the person who had recently entered the room in the cutscene. I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, it was funny, like, to watch that just randomly happen, yes, but also at the same time, like, I'm not trying to get banned, you know? I don't know, like, all of Twitch's, like, policies and stuff 10,000% by heart, and I'm not trying to find out the hard way, so I completely just tossed that stream out the window. But Pillsbury, who are you? How's your life? Tell me about your individual self. How are you? Who are you as an individual? What do you like to do? How do you spend your days? Do you wipe front to back? No, you dodged a bullet. Wow. Yes, I did. I did dodge a bullet. Man, Twitch scares me. I'm scared that I'm gonna wake up one day and just be, like, banned for absolutely no reason. And I'm not trying to give Twitch a reason. So I'm very happy continuing to no longer give Twitch a reason. But who are you as an individual? Do you wipe front to back? Do you like Krispy Kreme donuts? Oh, that's a big one. That's an important question right there. Do you like Krispy Kreme donuts? Because, man, I'm about to pick some Krispy Kreme donut dumpster locks. Okay. I'm about to go dumpster diving for some fresh Krispy Kreme donuts, man. You can come with me. I will let you come with me. As a matter of fact, I invite you. I implore you to come with me. Imagine how wonderful it would be. Dumpster driving behind a Krispy Kreme. Oh my lord. Gently, gently. Do not do anything you will regret. There you go. You've never tried them? Oh my lord, they're delicious. They're beautiful. I would not be surprised if, like, something came out that they were using, like, some sort of, like, very addictive drug or something in those donuts, because my god. Those donuts, I don't know if you're a religious man. You don't have to be, okay? Those donuts will help you see God. They are beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful things you will ever put in your mouth. Pause. One of the most beautiful things you will ever put in your mouth. And it will bring you joy of the highest variety. Krispy Kreme donuts bring people together and give you life. I stand by that statement. There it is. Let me just... whoop. And let me try that again. Too big. That's what she said. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. But no, yeah, those donuts will give you dreams and aspirations the likes of which you've never seen. Pause, yes, but those that gold. Fucking glorious. Those donuts will listen. Those donuts will make anybody act up. I'm not saying pause. It is true. Those donuts can make anybody act up, okay? It can get real suspicious. It can go from 10 to 20 real fucking quick with the right donut, okay? And Krispy Kreme is the right donut. I love me some fucking Krispy Kreme donuts, man. I don't think I can live without them, actually. Me personally. Sadly, I've been having to forcibly live without them. Very sad, very sad. But you know what? I can make it through the day because I know at some point in the future I'll be able to put another Krispy Kreme donut in my mouth. And that day will be the best day of my life. Listen, I will pledge for Krispy Kreme for my whole life. I'm not on a coast anymore. I used to live in Florida. Now I live kind of like I'm not close to the middle, but I am very close to I'm very close to the east. Very close to the East Coast, but I'm not on the coast anymore. Sadly. I used to be. I used to be. I used to be in Florida. I used to be friends with an alligator that lived in my backyard at the age of... What was it? How old was I when I started feeding an alligator? Or a crocodile, I don't remember. I don't know, but I became friends with an alligator and or crocodile at like the age of 3 or 4. I lived in my backyard, because in my backyard there was like a... Exactly! They're dogs. They're puppies, man. I started feeding him bananas and he fucking loved me. He let me pet him and everything. My parents saw that happen once and they were like, nope, you're no longer allowed outside. I was like, dang it! It was fun while it lasted, though. It was very fun while it lasted. Lord. I got so much rasp in my voice right now. Yeesh. They fucking loved me. Fucking loved me. I was his banana slinger. Okay. Pause. I was that alligator's banana slinger. He loved me. He would specifically come into my backyard when I called him for bananas. I forget what I called him, but I remember that I would call his name and he would fucking stroll up. I don't think it was an adult, because it wasn't like a huge alligator. But then again, my memory's a little iffy on that. But it was a very interesting time for me as a child. Something about having an alligator as a pet really just hits, you know? Oh, this is coming out cute, actually. Listen, okay? I was over here being a bean and banana slinger for an alligator. Or crocodile, I'm not sure. I didn't look at his teeth. At the ripe age of like 3 or 4 years old. I'd toss him because I was scared. I was scared of like it biting me. Like I still had a fight or flight response of, you know, that thing has a lot of teeth. But also at the same time, it wasn't enough fight or flight response for me to, you know, not feed the alligator. You feel me? So I was friends with the alligator in my backyard. It was a wonderful time. It was a very wonderful time. Okay. Let's put some light back here, man. Ain't got no light back here. Let's do some lights. Oh, look at that texture on the brushes. Oof. Okay. Just a couple. Though technically, since this is like this is from a very specific scene that I remember as a child from this anime. That I don't know why it got so engraved in my memory. I just realized I went through like her transition of haircuts. Because when she was younger, she didn't have like this hairstyle. She didn't have this. Her hair was like around like here-ish, if I remember correctly. Like that was her length of hair. It was like meh. But then she cut it. So that's the story of my fucking life. It's called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And it was a drug trip of an anime. I recognize that now as an adult, that it was a drug trip of an anime. And I thought that I was, like, childish for stopping to watch it. Like, I stopped watching it after a while. Because I got frustrated at it. Since... How do I put this? It was, it was causing me frustrations, cause I didn't properly understand how to have patience for an anime, but lucky me, I didn't have to have patience for the anime. Everyone else complained about the arc in that anime too. I don't remember specifically what the arc was called, but I remember that for 8 episodes the exact same things would happen. And my brain understood, like, okay, maybe this is some sort of like time loop thing. But for 8, 7-ish episodes, it was the exact same thing, and I got tired, okay? I have the patience of a Buddhist monk, but only, like, to a certain degree, you know? I'm not gonna sit here and do all that for like, little to no reward. So, that was a fun time. But, yeah. Interesting times. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to put a mask on that layer. Okay. Let me do that. Let me go here and raise the contrast and lower the brightness. Oh yeah, that's better. But for 8 episodes, it was doing the exact same thing. And naturally, I got frustrated. Let's do some motion blur on it. Let's just see what happens. Let's make it real strong here. And let's do... Ooh, that ain't bad. Ooh, that ain't bad at all. Let's do smooth. Let's do both directions. Actually, let's do backwards. Oh yeah. I do remember an arc though where there was like something... Thank you. There was something really... There was like a festival or something that had happened. And it was a very... That specific part I loved, but I had to drop the anime. Well, I didn't have to, but I ended up dropping it because of, well, what I had said, like, beforehand. It was just... It was not going far enough for me to sit there and actually stay and enjoy the rest of the story, because, man, it gets too repetitive at one point, you know? Like, it's excessive at one point. There we go. And for blurring purposes, so now grab baby back. Wait, there you go. Lord, my back is in shambles. But I'm okay. I never finished it, and I know I should. Because there was an anime that I also, like, didn't want to have any patience for that I did end up finishing. And I absolutely loved it. Loved that anime to bits and pieces. It was called, what was it called? It was called Another. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful series. It's a little dark. I probably shouldn't have watched it as a young, impressionable child. But my god, was it good. There's a lot of animes that I watched that I honestly, like, in hindsight, shouldn't have watched. Yeah, the name was Another. The anime is called Another. There is an iconic scene from that anime. I didn't know that it was an iconic scene for that anime until, like, I actually, like, started trying to, like, find a fandom for it. Which I never really was able to find a good fandom for it. Or at least not a decently sized one. But my lord, that scene is it is a little graphic. It doesn't show the exact second when it happens, but a girl that the audience is kind of inclined to like trips down the stairs, and she's holding an umbrella, and the umbrella goes to places it has never gone before and accidentally ends her life. And the whole anime is kind of the whole anime is pretty dark, but the story is really well fleshed out in my opinion. I'm kind of upset that like the actual like anime series, cuz the manga is pretty well paced, but the actual like animated version of it, the anime, it's not too well paced. It's a bit like rushed in my opinion. But I really liked that anime. I liked the whole doll ghost motif thing that I had going on. Did a lot for me as a youngin'. As a youngin', well. Like I said, probably shouldn't have watched it at such a young, impressionable age, but I mean, I did. And I'm not mad that I did. I'm very proud of myself for watching it, because I probably wouldn't have known about that series otherwise. Not dark humor. It's just a little. It's just straight dark. If I remember correctly, because the last time I saw this anime was years ago, but if I remember correctly, the premise is that every single like this class is haunted. This specific class is like cursed, and every single year they have to ignore one of the students in that class as if they don't exist because a while ago a student went missing and that's how the curse started and all that. And they always ignore one student as if they don't exist, and that's what stops like the curse from fully like coming through. And that's how they like stop like a lot of the stuff from happening each year. But the problem with that is that new guy moves into this class, moves to go live with one of his other family members, um, thus changes schools, and in changing schools, he doesn't exactly know about that tradition that they have to do to make sure that no one in the class starts dying, because that's what the curse does. Doesn't go well. He starts actually acknowledging the person who is being ignored that year. Um, People start no longer living, and it is pretty dark. Just straight dark, like story wise. But there is actually a little bit of a twist at the end that I wasn't expecting at all. That I don't think anyone was expecting. Um, but it really tied the story in together of how everything actually like worked. There was this one character that I did not like. I remember like not like despising her to my heart's content cuz I just her attitude, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like her way of doing things or her way of seeing things. But now that I'm older and I think about her as like a character, I'm like, "Dang. That was well written." That was very well written on their part. But another I would recommend it if you aren't too squeamish. If you aren't too squeamish, I would recommend it. Cuz there's a decent amount of blood, but like it's like a lot of the animes nowadays, you know? Like Attack on Titan for example, it's amazing and it has a shit ton of blood all the time. And the themes in it are very very serious. But you can get into it really. Me personally, I loved it. I'm gonna leave that as is, and I'm just going to go here and here. Hold on, I'm coming up with methods. I'm scheming. I'm scheming to make my job easier. Let's do 56. That's not enough. 64? I don't know why it's becoming gray. But you know what? Bear with me and I'll bear with it. Ah! not berserk dark, but it does get very, very, very dark. It doesn't get to a point where, like, you know, like, you can't handle it, for example. Like, it doesn't get to that point. But in all honesty, it really could. It has a very... They balance out the creepiness and the... like, just how the story goes around in general. They balance it out pretty good. And it's actually... It has a little bit kind of like, a love story thing going on with the new student and the girl who was being ignored that year. Me, personally, I fucking loved it. I loved it. I loved that series so much. I would 10,000% watch it again. So I would recommend it. But only if you're not, like, too squeamish. Because like I said, it's not too bad. But there are some parts, there's a decent amount of parts that just are not it at all, by any means. Ooh, if you like dark though, there is a very, very, very obscure series. Let me Google the name real quick to make sure I give you the right series. Hold on. This is a very, very short anime. It was made in 2009. Yes, it was made in 2009. And it is... This may be a nostalgia filter. However, I don't think it is too much of a nostalgia filter. So... it kind of depends, I guess, on your taste, but there is an anime. It's called Kurokami. The original is called Black God, but the series, like the animation, is called Kurokami, and it is very decently dark. The story's a little weird and kind of hard to understand, but for the most part, it's this whole, like, it has the secret society creepy stuff. It has the man, you know it's a dark series when a child dies, like, not even, like, 10 minutes into the first episode, if I remember correctly. A child goes down real quick, and not in a pretty way, either. You might like that one as well. It's called Kurokami. Let me pull up what it looks like. It is a very old, very, very, very old anime. And you can very much so tell through just the way that it looks. Like, look at this. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. This anime was one of the first animes that I actually, like, found and watched by myself. Because up until then... Oh, bad. Up until then, the animes that I had watched beforehand were animes that I had watched with my sister. And my sister, for the most part, only really, really, like, enjoyed Naruto and stuff like that. So I was kind of stuck on the short end of, you know, only having watched the stuff that she had watched. However, when I watched this series, I was locked in. Shit. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure how to properly phrase this, but if I remember correctly, the series is about doppelgangers. And a big part of the premise is that if you see your doppelganger, you will die almost immediately. Either you or your doppelganger will die. It is one or the other, and it is very, very immediate. There's a lot of funky stuff that happens there. A lot of funky stuff that happens there, Lord. But aside from that, it is pretty spicy. It is very spicy. But aside from that, really just for the most part, it was just confusing, but it might have just been me as a child not properly being able to understand it. Like, man, your girl got a high IQ, but it ain't that high, you know? Maybe it is, I don't know. Shit, fuck if I know, but that anime did get very confusing at one point. And I think it was because they also had to rush the animation process, and because they had to rush the animation process, they could not pace the story the way they wanted to. That's my 10 cents. That's my 2 cents, really. But it was very cute. There's this little dog. There's this little dog. This tiny little puppy. He was adorable. And he tried to steal, because the main character's a guy, but the other main character, which is the girl that tells him about all the doppelganger stuff and kind of drags him into all that, is the girl. And she's eating ramen, she's starving. God knows where she fucking came from, because she just kind of popped out somewhere out of nowhere, beat someone's ass, sat down and started eating ramen. Actually, I think she had to stop eating ramen because of it and then got frustrated that her ramen got cold. But this puppy jumped up and was trying to eat her ramen. And was like stealing noodles and like licking the soup out of her ramen bowl, and she was just like frustrated because he wouldn't stop, and she'd like yell at him, and the dog would just be like completely indifferent towards it. The dog's like, oh cool, yeah, chomp. I thought that part was really cute. And the more I think about it, the more I realize I've seen so many fucking animes that I've just completely forgotten the existence of. Because no one really talks about them. Like Code Geass. No one talks about Code Geass, ever. People, like, rarely talk about that anime, even though it was so beautiful. It was so well made, it was so well done. Some of it did get a little, like, iffy, because, like I said, a lot of these older animes that I used to watch had, like, a lot of pacing issues. But, like, this one, if you did pay close attention, it was less pacing and more leaving breadcrumbs and really fucking you up at the end. That anime does not end the way anyone wanted it to end. But it was very good. You might have heard of Code Geass. Code Geass, it's not underrated, but not a lot of people talk about it. So I guess in a way it is underrated, but it's not like underrated. You know what I mean. But it just... Lord. That anime was good, okay? I wish I had the Geass ability of being able to have someone look me in the eyes and immediately do whatever it is I told them to do. Man, you know how much food I would have if I was able to do that? An insane amount. I would have so much food at my disposal. I could just have a personal chef. People were thinking about like robbing banks and shit, and I'm over here like, food. Really, that power really could be used for whatever the hell you want it for. It is a flexible and incredibly useful power. The downside is, though, you can only, if I remember correctly, you can only use the ability of the Geass ability on someone once. It does not work on people multiple times. So I could just have a bunch of personal chefs, really. I'd be living the life, yeah. Shit, who needs anything but food, man? Food is a lifeline. I mean, it literally is a lifeline, but food is the only thing I need to be happy. You give me some good food. I'm a simple fucking person, man. All you need to do is feed me. I'm like a dog, really. You feed me and I'm loyal. I need the food. I will give you everything and anything in return for food. It's one of those things. Oh, crap. Okay, this lighting is actually not too bad. Wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Let me just test a theory real quick. Because I might have used the wrong color. Ugh, Lord. I'd be so happy if I had a professional chef. If I were able. Lord, if I were able. Okay, yeah, that is indeed the right color. Okay, so I'm just gonna blur this. Blur the bejesus out of this. Not too much. Okay, yep, that's good. Alright. I'm gonna go in here and clean this up. And then clean up the cleanup. Ah! Oh, that's not the blur tool, that's the blend tool. Apologies. There we go. There we go. Ah, yeah. Alright, that's light source number 1. Light source number 2. From the front. Let me actually draw that line first. Ooh, it adds so much. Oh yeah, that adds a lot. I do need to thin this out though, because it is background light and I don't want it to overtake the light from the front. Ah! That's too much. That's way too much. Oh no. Clip, don't do this to me. Don't black screen. Oh, okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, whoops. Same mistake twice. Apologies. But no, yeah. No one, you don't need all these other things. All you need is some good food. That is all you need. All you need in life is a good snack. A good snack to bring you love and peace to your heart. And food to your heart's content. That's all you need to be happy. Ah! Oh. Lord, every single time that happens, I get so scared. Okay. There we go. Alright. There's gonna be some sexy shading. Are you ready? You're not ready. You could never possibly be ready for my majesty. Mom always told me the way to find a wife is to feed her. That is true. That is true. That is true. Man, that is incredibly true. All you need to do is find someone who you can feed. That is all you gotta do. You find a person who will let you feed them, and you've done it. You've made it. People out here wanting way too much. Way too much. Or, then there's the people who don't want enough in a partner, for example. Man, strike the healthy balance. It's very hard for people to find that healthy balance nowadays. It's honestly kind of sad to watch. People are over here with like barely any standards for people. Barely any standards, and they're being told that they have too high of a standard. When they literally have... Their standard is, I kinda want someone who isn't an asshole. Man, I don't know what's wrong with this generation. I say that with love in my heart, but I don't know what's wrong with this generation. This poor generation is being taught that being toxic and all that stuff is a good thing. It isn't, man. If you want a good and healthy relationship, you just gotta, you know, be a good and healthy individual. And I know it's easier said than done. Yes. That is true. But doesn't mean it's impossible. There's always a way. There's always a way to try and better yourself. A lot of people sit there and complain that they want someone who will treat them good, but then they turn around and then they pick like the most rancid people to have as a partner, like as a partner in a relationship. It makes me sad. Because I know a lot of these people, they, at the end of the day, regardless of what they say, all they want is just a hug and a little bit of like emotional reassurance. But they're out here giving themselves all these toxic traits on purpose because that's what's popular now, I guess. It's depressing. I gotta be over here putting, what is it? I saw a, I'm not even joking either. I saw a Instagram account. Yes, I saw an Instagram account that had this really pretty girl. She was beautiful, right? And all it said was that she was the jealous, toxic type, as if that was a like a good thing. It isn't. It's not a good thing at all. That's a horrible thing to have as a trait. Yeah, you have to be, you don't have to be 100% like, it's not perfection. No one in this world is perfect. No one in this world will probably ever be perfect. But you can start to strike a healthy balance with yourself, really. Not a lot of people are doing that at all. And it's really sad cuz then there's a lot of like, man, if any of us ever have kids, that's the environment they're going to jump into, you know? The environment that they're going to jump into and they're going to perceive as normal is going to be, hey, if I'm not these couple of toxic traits, then I'm not going to find someone who loves me. And that's not true. It's actually, honestly, the opposite. Not having those traits will find you good people who are actually worth your time. A lot of people don't really properly understand that. It's depressing. It's depressing to see. Because it truly does not have to be that way. People could really sit and have a good, normal, and positive discussion. And they don't. They don't have it because why would they? When everything else is telling them that all they have to do is be this bad, worse version of themselves in order to find someone who will give them the light of day. And that's just not true. There's a lot of people in this world that you can give your time to. If you're going to give someone your time, at least have them be worth it and at least try to better yourself. You gain nothing from sitting there and saying, "Oh, well, that's just the way I am. That's me." That's silly. That's goofy. Why are you gonna sit there? Yeah, it does. It really does. Sometimes, like, the world really just feels like it's going to crap and it's not going to get any better at all for anybody. It feels like it's so bad sometimes that it feels fake. It feels wrong. And man, that's sad. That's really sad. Because like I said, there's a lot of very awesome, just amazing people nowadays that are just, for example, like, you can have fun with what you want to do, but like, there's people who feel that they aren't pretty enough without makeup when that's not necessarily true. And honestly, a lot of them, a lot of the time, look better without makeup. But, you know, that's not saying, like, don't put on makeup, because me, for example, I don't like to put on makeup, but sometimes it's fun. I like to do it for fun sometimes. And shit, I cosplay, so sometimes I really gotta do it to get the characters, like, cheeks right, for example, right? it's just really sometimes there's things that don't need to be done. Like if you think that you don't look good without doing this very specific thing, usually that's not true. I mean, if it makes you feel more comfortable, have at it, you know? But a lot of the time it's just caused by insecurity. Yeah. A lot of the time all that stuff is just caused by insecurity. It's not a fun time. Cuz then all you're doing in putting on makeup or doing any specific thing, it ends up making the insecurity stronger. You're reinforcing that insecurity every time you give into it. It's not a fun time. No one wants to sit there and feel like trash every single day, even though that's what they think is normal. It isn't normal. And it's not good and it's not okay. It's sad to see that all these people think that it's good and that it's okay. Yes, it's okay to feel bad. It's always going to be okay to feel bad. You always have the right to your own emotions. But you don't need to sit there and be upset and do nothing about it because you think that's just how life is. That isn't how life is. Life is supposed to be fun. Life is supposed to be good and enjoyable. Yeah, there's a lot of crappy moments in it. Of course there is. It's shit, nothing in this life is guaranteed, but it doesn't mean that you have to sit there and be upset all the time. That's not the way that it was meant to be, in my opinion. In my opinion, if there's no purpose in this world, then shit. Find something to do. Give yourself a purpose. 'Cause no one's going to do that for you. No one's going to sit there and do everything that you need for you. If you're upset, do something about it. 'Cause it's very sad that a lot of the time people genuinely think that there is no solution to their problem when they haven't even tried to find one. It's upsetting. It's incredibly upsetting to me, because I love to help people. I really do. It makes me happy to see people smile over something really tiny and really stupid and insignificant that I did. But at least they're smiling, right? So that's something I'm able to do for some people. But a lot of the time, a lot of these people my age that I'm seeing around are just sitting there and feeling sorry for themselves and horrible for themselves, and you can feel bad. It's normal. It's completely normal to feel bad. The right to your own emotions is always going to be there. But it becomes a problem when you're no longer trying to feel better. Because you can feel bad all you want. You can have a bad day, can cry it out, can do whatever. But at the same time, try to not let that happen the next day. And if it's out of your control, try your hardest to find a way for you to at least feel a little more in control. Not with unhealthy habits. That's never gonna end well. But with, for example, if you feel like you keep having this same problem every single time that you try to do something, try not to do it. If it's something that you have to do, try to give yourself a break before doing it, or give yourself an incentive for finishing it. So like after you finish, like eat your favorite snack or something. There's always going to be a way to feel better. It's a matter of whether or not you're going to let yourself feel better. Because, like I said, I feel like it becomes a problem once people stop trying to make themselves feel better. Because this life isn't a waste. Shitty stuff happens all the time to everybody. And some people go way too far. And they ruin someone else's lives, or they ruin their own lives doing something. When it doesn't have to be that way, it's simply a matter of trying to have that mental fortitude to make it through the day and sit there and be like, you know what? Today was horrible. I feel horrible. I'm gonna do something to make myself feel better. That's really all it takes. And I know not everyone's like the same mental strength, for example. Some people are like more emotionally inclined and it's harder for them to do that. But just because it's harder doesn't mean that it's impossible. There's always a way to make yourself feel better. Every single time. The world can be crumbling around you. You can lose everything in your life. There's always a way to make yourself feel better. You just have to look for it and you have to work for it. It's incredibly hard to do in the moment. That's why I think that it's better for you to do it and learn how to do it earlier, so that when something big does happen, you're able to control yourself and focus on, you know what? It is what it is. It happened. I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to go about what I have to do, and if there's a solution, I'll worry about it. If there's no solution, there's nothing to worry about. Once you start logicking it out, it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier to do things once you actually start logicking them out that way. Because when you think about it, if there's nothing you can do, then there's no reason to get worried about it. Because it's going to happen regardless. So, if it's going to happen regardless and there's nothing you can do about it, you might as well not worry about it. Or at least try not to worry about it, because shit, if there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. It's just like that sometimes. But if there is something to do, don't worry about it. Because if there's something you can do, there's something you can do. The situation hasn't gotten bad enough to the point where there's nothing you can do. There is always a way. I am a firm believer in that. There is always a way. There's never not going to be a way. It's an outlook thing, in all honesty. It really is just an outlook thing. But I still do always feel really, really bad for people who genuinely think and feel that they can't do anything about it. 'Cause you always can. Maybe you can't do anything about it physically, but you can always do something about it mentally. And that is the important part. If you forget that, your life is going to be a nightmare. Because every single time that you forget that you can do something about it mentally, you're just letting yourself go through the problem again. But once you actually start making it a bit of, I guess, a habit of remembering, hey, I don't need to feel too bad because, shit, I don't know, I'm just gonna look forward to this tiny little thing that's happening tomorrow that I'm very excited about. Man, if you gotta focus on tiny shit to feel good, focus on tiny shit to feel good. If that's what you got, then that's what you got. It is something. And as long as there is something, you are good. But it is, like I said, it's an outlook thing, and it's one of those things that's a lot easier said than done. You really have to put it into practice frequently and really get used to thinking that way in order to actually have that make an impact. Because until then, nothing can be done. If you don't think anything can be done, nothing can be done. It is a mental block that you have to get over eventually. Or there's the people who never get over it and end up very depressed. I sadly know my fair share of people who have not learned that lesson and still do not properly know how to handle themselves when something goes wrong. Because it's life, man. The same way there's always something you can do is the same way there's something that can always go wrong. If your day's going perfect, you can stub your toe, man. That's just how life is. And that's fine. You just gotta know how to deal with it. You gotta roll with the punches. Because a lot of time, what feels like a punch is not a punch. Sometimes it is a push in the right direction, and you don't know it yet. Man, I'd be lying to you if I knew what a humanitarian was. I do not know the actual translation of that. I have a vague representation of what that is in my brain, but I don't know what it is. Oh, okay, so I was right. Alright, see, I thought it had a more complicated meaning. Yeah, I'd put myself under that. I'd put myself under that. I mean, shit. Not to be one of those, but I am usually kind of like the therapist of the people that I care about. Because I don't want them to spend all day feeling bad over something that sometimes, a lot of time, your brain makes stuff look bigger than it is. That happens a lot. So when that happens, you gotta be able to take a step back and be like, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that big, it's not that important. Whoops. But no, yeah. I'd think I'd put myself there. Because where there is a will, there is a way. That is the one amazing thing about human beings. That is the one thing that always comes through. Humans can be put in the worst possible situation and in the worst possible scenario of that situation. They will find a way out if they want to find a way out. If they want to, they will. Humans, man, we evolved this well because we are so good at adapting. It's because of that we are so on it, because we're very good at adapting. And a lot of people don't realize that, shit, you're born, man. You're already here. You already made it through the hard part, right? Life does a lot of shit. Life does a lot of shit. I know firsthand that life does way too much. But if you know that life is already gonna do a lot of crap, then treat it like a puppy. Let me get more specific here, because that's a little broad. Treat it like a puppy, as in, treat it like a child that does not know what is going on. There you go, that's a nice way to put it. Treat it like a child. Treat life like a child. Because if a kid messes up and they come to you for guidance and they're showing you how badly they messed up, you're not gonna sit there, or at least you shouldn't. You shouldn't sit there and criticize them and say God knows all the curse words that have been invented to date. You shouldn't sit there and do that. The point is that it is going to grow and change and learn, and it's gonna repeat the same mistakes sometimes, and sometimes it won't. If you treat life like a child that does not know any better, because life itself, life doesn't know what's going on. Life it's not even a thing, it's a concept, it's an idea. It's something for us to properly understand the world we live in, like a lot of other stuff. If you treat life like a child that does not know better, like a child that is still learning, and you just sit there and you're like, you know what, kid? You accidentally punched a hole in my favorite baseball, right? You accidentally broke my favorite baseball. You ripped the skin off, or you pulled the string on my favorite dress, and now it's broken to bits. If you treat it that way, and then you go, it's okay, it's fine, it's just an item, or it's just one day, or it is what it is. Because it is what it is. People bash on that statement way too much, but personally, I live by it. Because if you can't do anything about it, there's no reason to worry about it, and there's no reason to get on yourself about it. Because it is what it is. And unless you have a time machine and you can go back and change that decision you made that fucked a lot of shit up, there's no reason for regret in this life, and there's no reason to be worried about the past in this life. People focus way too much on the past. It is good to have it on hand for you to remember what to do and to remember to not do it again, but even people who remember, sometimes mistakes are repeated. And that's fine. That's how life is. No one's perfect. Shit's gonna keep repeating. A lot of bad mistakes are going to be repeated in the future, and it's going to be because eventually, yes, the lesson was learned, but it was learned a long time ago. Thus, that lesson is going to need to be retaught. It always ends up happening inevitably. But it really is a matter of perspective and a matter of how much patience you're willing to give it, because, you know, treating life like a child, yes, good point, but not everyone is fit to take care of children. History do be repeating itself so often, and with the worst things too. It's never something small. It's always like the worst, largest things happening and repeating themselves. But at the end of the day, me personally, I think at the end of the day, it is what it is. I stand by that statement thoroughly. It is what it is, and sometimes you can't do anything about it. But sometimes, honestly, it's kind of good that you can't do anything about it. Lord knows that if we were able to do something about everything, we'd have a lot of problems on our hands. A lot of problems on our hands. Oof. I'm over here tossing out a philosophy, tossing out my life's way. My life's way to a stranger on the internet. Good shit. This is the life I like to live. I would not want to live another life. This I appreciate. Oh yeah, that's better. I think I'm gonna play around with the color that it is. But for the most part, yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, ooh, look at that color. Ooh, look at that color. I don't even need the liner. Look at that shit. Mwah. Oh, I mean, yes, very wholesome, very wholesome, very wholesome. Yes, very wholesome, very wholesome, very wholesome. Oh, let me have another little sip at a drink. Let me grab my 2-liter. My 2-liter here. Yeah, this is about to get interesting is what it's gonna be. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh god, my tracking. There you go. Let me take a glug here. Let me do some ASMR sipping right here. Lovely. Love that. Love that for myself. Truly do. Oof. There we go. My god. But, no, yeah. Philosophical conversation aside, because that was a very random conversation to have at this time of day, at this particular hour, for a couple hours straight, or for 1 hour straight-ish. Philosophy with Twisted. Spades philosophy. Now I gotta draw in some shadows. See what we got here. Go here, go here. Oh yeah. Ah! Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna use my painterly brush for this one, Chief. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't too random. Oddly enough, it was actually a very fluid conversation. Don't know why we had it today, but you know what? It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes it really do just be like that. There we go. I knew I forgot something. I forgot the bow is attached to the side of her little headpiece thing. Oh well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure no one will notice. I'm sure no one will notice. If anything, it's a design choice. Yes, I thought about it thoroughly. I thought about it thoroughly. There we go. Trying to think here. Trying to keep up the funky conversations. Oh yeah, I'm getting into it over here, man. You don't even know. You don't even know how much I'm getting into it over here. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave it on normal. Hold on. For now. For now, I'm gonna leave it on normal. I'm getting into it, man. I am getting into it. You know what I want? You know what I want to do? What I wanted to do for a while now. I was kind of wandering around YouTube the other day. And I got a couple VTuber clips. Now, I don't necessarily watch VTubers, which I know is a little ironic coming from, well, from one, but I don't necessarily watch VTubers. And I saw a person who spoke Spanish, who often spoke Spanish in streams. Little did I fucking know, before making a promise to myself that I would try to become their friend, little did I know that this was a person. I think it was a person in HoloLive. I think. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Wait, let me Google this. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Yes, it is. This is a person in a HoloLive. And you know what? You know what? I'm still standing by my fucking statement. I want to make friends. I want to make friends. I don't care about nothing, okay? I don't need to stream with them. I don't need to nothing. I simply want to make friends with this person solely because they seem like a very fun individual. They seem like a fun person to hang out with. And I want to be friends. And I will not I will continue to try and make friends with them. Don't know how. I'm gonna fucking do that because it's someone in HoloLive. But man, I literally made an entire VTuber group just because I felt like there wasn't enough people speaking other languages. Like, VTubing isn't available to a lot of languages, and when it is available to languages other than, you know, English and Japanese, it's very, very limited, and it's only like usually like 2 or 3 people. And sometimes, if you're lucky, one of them is kinda, sorta got a fan base. But I don't think that VTubing isn't enough, like, languages. So naturally, seeing someone speak my native tongue got me excited. But they're in Hololive. Is that gonna stop me? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Listen, I don't know how the fuck I'm about to shoot my shot with someone owned by a company, okay? But I want to make friends. I want to make friends with that person. I really, really do. He seems like a fun individual, and I want to be friends with him. Don't know how I'm gonna do it at all. Have no plan. Have nothing at all to abide by in that nature. But you know what? We find a way. We find a way. I'm gonna try my hardest to make friends with someone who's in a company that makes more money than I'm ever going to see in my lifetime. And that is okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest. Because like I said earlier, this life is too short to be doing something that you don't want to do and to not be doing something that you do want to do. I stand by that statement. I stand by all of my statements. Just waiting for a specific person to wake up from their... Man, calls them naps, but that ain't a nap anymore, okay? That is something else. That's not a nap. Calling it a cat nap is a stretch. And cat naps are supposed to be long. Like, over there hibernating, and I gotta wait for them. I'm over here trying to wait, trying to have patience. Need that beauty. Yes, they need that beauty sleep, apparently. My god. I'm over here trying to live my life. Trying to share things with them. And where are they? Fucking... I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. Period. I'm trying. Story of my fucking life. I am trying. Man, if I don't become a big VTuber, it's either through VTubing or through singing, man. There's no in between. It's one or the other. It is one or the other. Someone's gonna have to pick before I do. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, ah, ooh, look at her go. Ooh, ah, ooh. Oh god. I love doing that whistle. Thank you. Trying to take compliments is painful. It hurts my soul to take compliments. But if I don't shut up and take them, I'm screeched at horrendously, so I will shut up and take them. Your little emojis that you send, your emotes, are fucking hysterical. I love them. Oh god, clip, please don't crash. Okay. She's scaring me, lord. Okay, let's put this on a hundo. Let's really dig in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's see if I can copy what I did on the art that I made. I made fan art for this person on Twitter because they won one of my raffles. I like to do little raffles and have people be able to like win stuff that would normally cost them money. And they won one of the raffles, and I put their character in a latex bunny suit, and I don't care for the line art that I did, but the shading on that suit was beautiful, and I stand by that statement forever. I don't remember how I did it. I wish I remembered how I did it, but I do not. So am I gonna have to figure this out the hard way? Absolutely. But I'm down. I am down. Let's see. Let's actually raise the saturation. Let me make it warmer. I want to have more of a warm balance here. Oh yeah, that's aight. Looks a little weird, but we can work it out. Ah, right. I need to get the actual color. Oops. It always ends up being like a nice warm pink. No matter what I'm drawing, it always ends up being a nice warm pink for shading. It's a nice color, man. Look at that. Look at that. It's a pretty color. It's either that color or... I like to use this color a lot. This like peachy color. Because it just looks nice. It's always super clean for no reason. Where's that from? Oh, right. That was from a Friday Night Funkin' mod. I was playing Friday Night Funkin' a couple days ago. I like that game, man. I don't play it enough. I'm losing my ability to call myself a gamer at this point. I'm not playing video games like I used to. I sound like an old lady, but it's true. I'm not playing games how I used to. Gotta really shade the boobage. Gotta shade the booba. When you're doing latex, you always want to leave like a little bit of a light underneath it. I don't know. It just, even if it makes no sense, it's always fun. Friday Night Funkin'. Yes, Friday Night Funkin' is a little rhythm game. It's a rhythm game that I really enjoy. It is a rhythm game that you play with, some people play with the AS and or like F, G, and HG on the keyboard. I play with the arrow keys. I don't do all that weird letter stuff. And usually people play it with one hand, I play with two. I play with two hands. As weird as it is. There we go. Okay, we're getting places. We're getting places with the suit right now. We are indeed getting places. Look at you just sticking on the stream. It is the guy and the girl on top of the speaker. Yes, it is. It is a very... It's fun. It's not, like, overly complicated, and... It can be a little stressful at first, but once you actually start getting it down, you're fine. I get into that shit. There is a mod, where you get to go against... Because there's a lot of mods. The whole 90% of Friday Night Funkin' community is just mods. A bunch of mods. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. It is really fun. It's really fun. And there's mods everywhere. And it's like 90% of the fandom is mods. However, 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 the mods kind of go crazy for no reason. Mods go nuts for no reason. I don't know if you know who this is, but I will describe it to you. In Wii Sports and a lot of the Wii games, there is a character called Matt that for some reason was always the hardest difficulty. Very crazy. They get crazy. They get a little too extra sometimes with the mods. And because he was always the character he would play against when choosing the hardest difficulty of any little mini game, like on Wii Sports for example, he was seen as like god tier. So what did they do? They made a mod for him for Friday Night Funkin'. It is hard to survive. It is very hard to make it through that actual mod. Every single song is a nightmare. It is a drug trip in the worst way possible. But it's incredibly entertaining. It is stupidly entertaining. Oh, would you look at that? Sleeping Beauty's awake. Which means I'm probably gonna have to end my stream in a bit. I'm gonna end it when I finish doing this shading here. Even with two hands. It is actually usually easier for people to play that, Friday Night Funkin' with one hand. Everyone else that I know that plays it with one hand. And it's apparently easier, but I guess since I draw, I'm used to using both of my hands for a lot of stuff. I'm not ambidextrous, but I am like... I'm pretty good at using both of my hands. Pause. Ending soon, yes. But I'm gonna finish up the shading. And then I'm probably gonna start a second stream. Cause he wants to play... Oh crap. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God it isn't the right cable. Okay. He wants to play Valorant, and I am going to be over his shoulder giving him the energy and the will to do it. So that's gonna be fun. Wait. Where's it? Where's it? There it is. Okay. I can't see, man. I'm blind. I'm gonna be over his shoulder giving him the will to live. I would play, but Valorant is not my kind of game. I don't really do shooting games anymore. I used to. Like, you couldn't... I was an unstoppable force back in the day in Overwatch and Call of Duty, specifically Black Ops 3. Oh, or we might play Pixelmon, which I think would also be a very fun stream. I'm gonna finish up the shading here, and then I'm gonna say my goodbyes to you, beautiful Pillsbury Doughman. You beautiful man. You beautiful man. You stick by me, sir. I don't know why, but thank you. I appreciate it. Gives me somebody to talk to other than myself. Like, listen, I'm awesome to talk to, yes, but like, man, after a certain point, you kind of start to feel like you're going insane slightly, because you just keep only talking to yourself. It gets scary. It gets scary. It gets concerning after a bit. Okay. Shading on a hundo is meh. It's not too wonderful, but there you go. And now I'm gonna go to my line art layer. Gonna snag that, gonna copy it, cut it, and paste it in elsewhere. And now I do get to have my fun. Let's hue shift this. There we go. And let's do some of this color over here, some here, some here, some here, some here. Let's go to normal. Oh, whoops, wrong color. Don't ask me my process on shading these things. The best way to draw for me is just fuck around and find out. You will probably be able to catch another one because I am more than likely going to stream again today. So that is good for the both of us. Because now I got a homie and I won't be lonely. Thank you, thank you. Now I just got to take this, scooch it down, and then go here. You're seeing secret techniques. You're seeing a lot of secret things here. Okay. Gradient map. I kind of like the white suit. It's kind of vibin'. I don't know though. I don't think that's. I think I should stick to the original colors. Let's go back down. It was around here. Now that it's there, I can slap that down and go here and hue shift it. Ah, yeah. These are some secret techniques. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that sexy thing. Oh, mwah, beautiful. Look at that. And now all I have to do is this. I go here with my little blendy brush, or actually my little fingertip brush. Fingertip works a lot better for this. At least I think so. I go in and I just kind of do whatever the hell I want. Because for some reason, latex shining is so random that doing this actually works. Ah! Pardon. I accidentally stole the Hans pigment. There you go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I am, my beautiful Pillsbury Dough Man, going to stop the stream here. I'm probably gonna stream either Pixelmon or the homie playing Valorant. One or the other. So, for now, goodbye. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome life. Oh. I mean, yeah, I deserve it. I deserve all the praise. Look at that shit. Okay, I'm done. You'll hit me with some Spanish? Bet. Hit me with some Spanish. Yes. I believe in your abilities. Yes. Aw, that's sweet. You know what? You know what? You're the only dog I like. Out of all the dogs I have, you're the only dog I like. Well done. You get a treat. You get a treat. Oh my lord. Have an awesome day. I will probably be back very, very, very soon. I love ya.